All right, section 7.1 talks about the rectangular coordinate system. So guys, in chapter 7, we're going to be talking about plotting points. We're going to talk about drawing lines. Okay, those are basically the two things we're going to talk about. We're going to do it in over 4 sections. So we're going to be doing a lot of plotting points, a lot of drawing lines, but the nice thing is because it's 4 sections, we're going to just do a little bit in each one, okay? All right, so the first problem here says plot the points in the graph, state which quadrant each point is in, or on which axis each point lies. Okay, so I want you to kind of think about this. I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit smaller so we can see. In essence, what we have here, guys, we have something called the coordinate system. This XY thing here is our coordinate system. And our coordinate system is cut up into 4 pieces. And the way we label them, we actually go counterclockwise, okay? So we're going to say this is quadrant 1. This one over here is quadrant 2. This one down here on the bottom left is quadrant 3. Let's make that a little bit better. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And this one over here down here on the bottom right is quadrant 4. I'm using Roman numerals to label them. That's just typically the way we describe them, okay? And guys, we have two things. We have something called the x-axis and something called the y-axis, okay? Now, the way we're going to plot each point, every point, guys, is going to be in the form x, comma, y, okay? We're always going to start right here in the middle, right there, kind of in the crosshairs, okay? The first number is going to tell us how to go either left or right. And the second number is going to tell us how to go either up or down, okay? So look, I'm going to just kind of write my point that we have here. So the point A is 2, comma 3, okay? I want you to notice both the numbers are positive. So when I start here in the middle, since the first number is 2, I'm going to go to the right 2 spaces. I'm not going to make any marks, but if you can kind of see a little cursor, it's kind of dancing around here at number 2. That's where I'm at right now. My second number is 3, so I'm going to go up to 3. Then I'm going to plot my point. Okay? So that right there, guys, that's my point A. Okay? Look, let's do the same thing for the point B. So the point B is negative 3, comma 5. Okay? So remember, I'm going to start back here in the middle. The first number I see is negative 3. The first number tells me always how to go into the left or the right. Because it's a negative 3, I'm going to go 3 spaces to the left. And because it's a positive 5, I'm going to go up to 5 right there. And there's my point B. Okay. My point C is the point 2, comma, negative 4. Okay. So I'm going to start off in the middle again. I'm going to go 2 spaces to the right. Since my second number is a negative 4, I'm going to go 4 spaces down. And there's my point C. Okay. My point D is negative 3, comma, negative 1. Okay. So right here in the middle, first number I see is negative 3, so I'm going to go 3 to the left. My second number is negative 1, so I'm going to go 1 down. And that's my point D. And let's see, our point E is 0, comma 2. Okay. So notice, the first number is 0. That means I'm not going to go to the left, and I'm not going to go to the right. I'm going to stay right here. Because my second number is 2, I'm going to go up to 2. Here's my point E. And then finally, our point F is the point negative 4 and 0. So the first number, it says, let's go to the left 4 spaces. Since the second number is 0, then we'll stay right there. Okay. And here's my point F. Okay. So we plotted our points. It also says state which quadrant each point is in, or on which axis each point lies. So look, what I'm going to do now, look at my point A. My point A is in quadrant 1. Okay. Look at point B. Point B is in quadrant 2. Okay. Point C down here in the bottom. Point C is quadrant 4, right? D is over here in the bottom left, so that's going to be in quadrant 3. Okay. Look at point E. Point E, guys, is right here. It's on the y-axis. Okay. So it's not in a quadrant because it's on that line. And the same thing for point F. Point F is on the x-axis. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and scroll a little bit down here. Let's see what's the next problem. I'm going to zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. Okay. All we're doing here, guys, we're going backwards. We have the points, but we have the points on the graph. What we want to do, we want to find the coordinates, okay? So let's do this. Look at my point A. My point A is right here in the middle. So wouldn't the point A have to be 0, 0, because we're not moving to the left, we're not moving to the right, we're just staying right there in the middle? Look at point B. So guys, remember, the first number should always be the number that goes to the left or to the right. So if I look here, here's point B. We're right in the middle between 3 and 4. So 3.5. Because we didn't go up or down, the second number is going to be 0. Point C, remember, we're always going to go left or right first. So I don't want to do this and then that. I want to go right and then up. So we went to the right 3 spaces, and then we went up 2. Okay. D is in dog. So remember, always left first, left or right, I'm sorry, and then up or down. So we're going left 1, so negative 1, and then up to 3. So negative 1 to 3. A, B, C, D, what's next? E. Okay. E, so we're going to go left first, negative 2, and then down also, negative 2. And then F, we stay in the middle, so that's the first number is 0. Second number is down to 1, so it's a negative 1. And then G, let's see, to the right 2 spaces, and then down to a negative 1. Okay? So here we're just basically going backwards. We have the points, can we find the coordinates, right? Let's take a look, see what else we got over here. Okay. So let me kind of zoom out a little bit so I can read the whole thing. All right, it says DVD movie shipments. According to a large movie DVD manufacturer, the number of DVDs shipped by the manufacturers decreased significantly from 2008 to 2015. The number of DVDs shipped during these years is recorded in the following table and measured in thousands. For example, 803 in the second column means 803,000, okay? Let's see, plot the points that represent this data on the given rectangular coordinate system, and what are the trends and what trends are apparent for the plotted data. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to plot about 7 points here, or 8 points actually, because it's 0 all the way through 7. So I'm going to just try to make this a little bit smaller. Okay. All right. Let me grab my marker. I'm going to go green. Okay. I'm just going to shift this up a little bit. I want you to notice the numbers down here on the bottom are my years. The numbers going up and down are the number of DVDs. Okay. So look what it's telling me. In year 0, which will be here, the number of DVDs we had was 803. Well, look, guys, if that's 800, and the next one is 850, 803 is going to be pretty much right at the 800 mark, right? Now, let's take a look at the next one. When the year is 1, the number is 746. Well, here's 750, so 746 is going to be pretty much right about there. I'm going to kind of keep doing the same thing, okay? In year 2, we're at 767, so we're just barely a little bit higher than the 750. Okay. In year 3, we're at 705, so we're pretty much right at the 700 mark. Okay. In year 4, we're at 615, so I'm going to be just a little bit above 600. Okay. In year 5, we're at 511, so 511 is down here. Okay. Yeah, 511. And then, let's see, in year 6, we have 368. Well, here's 350, so 368 is going to be a little bit above that. And in year 7, 293 is just a little bit less than 300. Okay. All right, so we plotted our points, right? Wasn't that hard to do, just kind of, and you know, guys, you can see here, I'm eyeballing everything, right? It's not going to be perfect, but it should be relatively close. Now, when I look at the question, it says plot the points, which we did. We did this in part A, right there. Okay. Part B says what trends, are apparent from the plotted data. So, you know, forget about math for a little bit. How many of us use things like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, stuff like that, right? When's the last time? Well, obviously, there's not even any blockbusters anymore, right? But maybe we go to Redbox or something like that. But most of us are probably doing streaming movies or watching movies on, you know, cable or DirecTV, whatever it is you have. But people don't rent DVDs like the way they used to, right? So what's the trend? Well, the trend is people are not renting DVDs or they're not manufacturing them because people are going with like streaming services. So we would say the DVD production, if we would say, guys, it's going down because you can kind of look at the shape of the graph, right? It's going down. The word we would use to describe that, we're saying DVD production is decreases or it's decreasing, right? But it's going down. That's sort of the trend that we're looking for here. Okay. Alrighty. Let me scroll down over to the next problem. Buying books online. And he says a large university's bookstore decided to offer the students the option of buying their books online. I think part of it got cut off. It says a review of online sales at the end of the fourth year indicated that online sales have increased at a significant rate. The following chart records the amount each year, or money I've spent each year from year 1 through year 4. Okay, so look at the first part. First part again says, hey, let's plot our points. Okay, so let's see if we can do, in essence, the same thing we did a little while ago. Okay, so I'm looking at these points here, and I'm going to kind of scroll down. I'm going to have to kind of move back and forth just because of the way my screen is set up. So in year 1, we're at 3.2. Okay, so here's 1, here's 3.2. Okay. In year 2, we're at 3.6. Okay. At least these points were coming out nice and pretty. In year 3, we're at 3.9. I spoke a little too soon, but look, here's 3.8, here's 4.0. 3.9 would have to be, was right in the middle, ¿verdad? And then in year 4, we're at 4.2. Year 4, we're at 4.2, right? So guys, if I were to kind of draw my line, okay, I'm just kind of connecting my points. Okay. So that's what I'm doing the first part. Now it says, look, based on your graph, estimate the amount students will spend buying books online in year 5. So here's my year 5. What number am I at about right there? It looks like we're about 4.6, right? And so I want to point something out. It says estimate, right? So somebody might have said, oh, maybe 4.58 or something like that. It's an estimate, right? The idea is it should be a number close to that, right? Like if you said, oh, I think it's the number 12. Well, hey, man, we know we're way off there. But estimate means take a guess, but it needs to be a close guess, right? Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so the next part here in 7.1 is asking us, are the following ordered pairs solutions to the equation 2x minus y equals 6? All right, so let me show you how we're going to do this. Remember when we have points, we said every point is in the form x and y? So we're going to do a little stare and compare here, okay? So if I do a little stare and compare, that's just telling me that in this point, the number x is 6, and the number y is 2. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to write our equation. 2x minus y is equal to 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. And everywhere I have an x in my equation, I'm going to plug in a 6. And everywhere I have a y in my equation, I'm going to plug in a 2. And I'm going to check to see if this thing is going to work out. So look, we're going to go like this. 2 times the x number is 6 minus the y number is 2. And that's supposed to be equal to the number 6. I don't know if it is, but we're going to find out right now. So 2 times 6 will give me 12. 12 minus 2 is going to give me 10. That's not the same thing as 6. So the 0.62 is not a solution. Okay. So let's see if the next one is. Okay. So if I do the same thing here, guys, that's just telling me that my x number is 0 and my y number is negative 6. Okay. So I'm going to come back to the equation that we had, which was 2x minus y equals 6, right? And now everywhere I have an x, I'm going to plug in a 0. So 2 times 0 minus, look what y is. Y is the number negative 6. So even though there's a minus there, because y is negative 6, I got to write down that negative 6. I want to see, is this going to be equal to 6? Well, 2 times 0 is 0. Minus and minus makes it a plus. And isn't 0 plus 6 the same thing as 6? Yes, it is. So all this is telling me is that the point 0 and negative 6 is a solution to that equation, okay? Because it checked out. Let's see if we have another one similar, something similar here. Let's see. Let's come back a little bit to the top. There we go. Okay, so the next part here says find the missing coordinate to complete the ordered pair solution to the given linear equation. All right. So the equation we have is y equals 6x plus 5. Guys, notice there's two parts here. There's a part A and there's a part B. In part A, the point we have is 0, and then there's a blank here. So what that's telling me is that I know that the letter x is 0, but I don't know what the letter y is. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this equation right here. And everywhere we have the letter x, we're going to plug in the number 0. So 6 times 0 plus 5. Well, I know 6 times 0 is 0. And 0 plus 5 is 5. So that's just telling me that the y number here is going to be a 5. That's what I'm going to place here. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this all over again, okay, for my part B. So for my part B, the point we have is 3 comma blank, right? So again, that's telling me that my number x is 3, but I don't know what the letter y is. We're still using the same equation we had, y equals 6x plus 5. The only thing we're going to do different now is instead of plugging in 0, we're going to plug in 3. Okay. So guys, 6 times 3, 18, right? And 18 plus 5 is 23. So right here, I'm going to put the number 23. All right. Let me keep scrolling and see what else we got here. Okay. Something, again, very similar, guys. I just want you to notice the way the problem is written. So again, first thing I'm going to do here, we know our equation is y plus 4x equals 9. Okay. So guys, in part A, the point we have is negative 2 comma blank. Right? So remember what that's telling me. It's telling me the number x is negative 2. So I'm going to come to my equation. I'm sorry, not y equals, but y plus 4 times negative 2 equals 9. So 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8 equals 9. And if I want to solve for y, I want to get the y by itself, I need to go ahead and add 8 to both sides. So those 8s are going to cancel. 9 and 8 would give me a total of 17. So right here, I'm going to put the number 17. Okay. All right, so guys, I'm going to do this just like we did, a little while ago. The point we have now, is 5 comma blank, which is just telling me that, hey, x is 5. Okay. So I'm going to write out my equation again. Y plus 4. Now, where the x used to be, we're going to plug in the number 5, okay? Equals 9. So y plus 20 equals 9. So when I go minus 20 on both sides, we end up with y equals, let's see, 9 minus 20, negative 11. So right here, I'm going to put the number negative 11, right? So again, really what I'm doing here is I'm working back with the equations like we did back in chapter 2, and I'm doing a lot of plugging in. I'm finding sort of that other piece, right? I know what the x is. I'm trying to find the y. Okay. So guys, we got another one similar to this. Let's go ahead and do that one. All right, so if I take a look at my next problem here, let me grab my pen again. So here we have 5x minus 2y equals 9. My part A, I have the point 7 comma blank, which tells me I know that x is 7. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write 5 times 7 minus 2y equals 9. Well, 5 times 7 is 35 minus 2y equals 9. So now I need to go minus 35 on both sides. Okay. I'm trying to solve for y, right? So let's see, I'm going to write over here because I want to make sure I have enough room. Negative 2y equals. Let me grab my calculator. Let's see. Calculator, boom, there we go. And let's see, the number we have 9 minus 35, so 9 minus 35 is negative 26, okay? So we have a negative 26. Now we need to divide both sides by a negative 2. Okay. So let's see, a negative 26 divided by negative 2 is a positive 13, right? So again, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to write down the number 13. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the next part, in essence, the same way, but I want you to notice the way my point is written. The way our point is written, there's a blank here, and then there's a negative 7 here. So that's telling me here, I don't know what the letter X is, but we do know that the letter Y is a negative 7, right? Okie dokie. So let's do this. Let's say, okay, look, here's the equation, or here's the line that I'm given, right? 5x minus 2y equals 9. So I don't know what x is, so I'm going to leave that alone. 5x minus 2 times y, which is now the number negative 7, is equal to 9. So 5x, let's see, 2 times negative 7 should be a positive 14 equals 9. So now we're going to go minus 14 on both sides. That's going to give us a 5x equals, let me take my calculator one more time. Let's clear this out. We're going to go 9 minus 14, negative 5, okay? Negative 5. So when we divide both sides by 5, I'm coming up with x is equal to negative 1. So the number we're going to put right here is the number negative 1. Okay? Okie dokie. So look, let's try this one. It looks like it's set up the same way as the one we just did. So we're going to go 5x plus 4y is equal to 10. Okay? In my part A, we're given the negative 2 for the x, but we have to find the y. So we're going to go 5 times negative 2 plus 4y equals 10. So 5 times negative 2 is a negative 10 plus 4y equals 10. We need to add 10 to both sides. Okay? So that's going to give me a 4y equals 20. Okay? So guys, if 4y is equal to 20 and we divide both sides by 4, we should get y is equal to 5. So boom, right there we'll put the number 5. So now, let's see if we can do the next part. We'll go about it the same exact way. Okay? So we notice the next one in part B, we don't know what the x value is, but we know that the y is 0. So we're going to try to see if we can find x when the y number is 0. So we're going to go 5x plus 4 times 0 equals 10. So 5x, well, 4 times 0 is 0 equals 10. 5x plus 0 is still 5x, right? Okay. So when we divide both sides by 5, let's see, 5 goes into 10 2 times. And so that number there is a 2. And that is, actually, that's all of 7.1, okay?